the pistol and conversion is super, super important. Vitality, ever since losing the first 2 pistol rounds in the tournament versus FaZe in a game they lost in a best of 1, they won 11 out of 12 pistol rounds in this tournament against some of the greatest teams the game have to offer. They've been kings of hot starts. They're converting a fair few of them as well. So if that continues in here and they're going to win the vast majority of the pistol rounds, that's a massive win condition for Vitality and the boys.
I'm almost upset that I was forced to make a prediction in this one, if I'm being honest. Looking at the veto now especially too, I feel like this is a little bit of a curveball from the Vitality side. A light one at that, but one where I think Spirit has looked great on Mirage. I think their T side looked reinvigorated. When they played against Mouse were unsure where those bomb side hits were always going to end. So even if they don't have a great CT side start, I think Spirit can bring this one back.
Spirit versus Vitality, Donk versus ZywOo. It is time to get this semi-final started.
First semi-final, Team Spirit versus Vitality.
Unleash the beast, good luck, and have fun.
And so we sit ready to write an important chapter in the history books of 2025. This semifinal will be remembered as number 1 and number 2 go head-to-head in Donk versus ZywOo. There's a lot to prove on the big stage tonight.
There's amazing numbers for both of them. There's the match for ZywOo where he played against the Mongols, where he absolutely trampled them and showed us exactly how powerful he's ready to be in this playoffs. And in ZywOo's career, there have been Vitality having one easy run back at Paris, then a harder run at Austin, and now the hardest possible playoffs that we've seen ever at a major, and ZywOo starts off strong. Now that draw, playing against the Mongols, may be one of the more favorable ones. The question is, you know, we saw Mongols play so incredibly well to take out G2, to get their place in playoffs. So for Vitality to make them look like light work, obviously, in retrospect, that makes it feel like, oh, with Control as they were too green, there was no chance for them to actually win. But in reality, if we saw Mongols play against another team in this top 8, you know, could they have made Falcons choke? Could they have beaten Mouse on a good day? We don't know. That's what we're here to find out in this match with a step up in competition like Spirit.
To step up in competition, but it's also a head-to-head that I think they enjoy, right? Map pool, strong versus Spirit. Most recent game, strong versus Spirit. Got close, but that was still the Vitality that we had questions about in regards of their ability to get back to winning ways. You know, they don't pick it up in Hong Kong. There's no hiding that, but it did still show us that Vitality are here to play at the end of the year. And, you know, there was a moment in this season where we were contrasting Vitality to Astralis, and we wanted all those records to be broken. The one thing they can still chase, back-to-back major champions. It's been a long time since it's happened, Launders, but that's the dream that they chase, and they've got to get through Spirit if they want to solidify it here in Budapest.
My favorite new Swedish proverb, no one is tired the day after victory. And what we see from Vitality, who have been pushed to the limits and are the team who have the most excuses for why they might be burnt out, exhausted, overdone when it comes to all their runs throughout the season, making it to every grand finals and winning most of the time. And the team that, even in the second 6 months, have still made the highest average placings of any roster in the top 10. They're the team who now, on these last 2 days, it doesn't really matter what you have left in the tank. You can see the finish line now. They will find stamina to pick it up and show us June CS here for this major. Nothing matters now from what you've seen from Vitality on their worst days, or how they could lose to G2 in a grand finals. Like, that to me isn't going to be a factor in this match versus Spirit. I think we're going to get the best Vitality we've ever seen.
There's a lot of discussion back in the quarterfinals as well, when it boiled down to who could handle the pressure, who would be able to do it on the major stage. Isn't it funny how with these two great rosters, that conversation has kind of faded into the background? It feels like we have that talk with quarterfinals. But then once we get to semis, we start discussing the possibility of being the champion.
Yeah.
You know, they shed that weight, and they just hopefully have the level of Counter-Strike that it would take to go up versus the other Goliath on the other side of the stage.
It's a major that this playoffs, we've just had too many stories. It's impossible to follow every good narrative because there's just a million. Like, we're obviously so lucky to have that, and it's crazy that a team like Vitality, I feel like, are even being under-talked about.
We know how it works this kind of tournament. We know how to win this tournament because we are a fucking great team, okay? You fucking insane, boys. Let's fucking play as a team, okay? Let's fucking go, guys!
There will be a lot of swearing today.
We welcome it.
A lot of motivational words. And, you know, that might be the deciding factor. I think all else equal, the great CS that we're going to see from Spirit, the great CS that Vitality will show us, all Xtaz and Hallie are going to try to do is make sure that they can cultivate those moments again. Just make sure you play your best CS. It's not about reaching a new level for either of these teams. It's about having your best day in the most important situation.
Easier said than done.
When we talk about Sway, I mean, there's no one on Vitality that has had form like Sway and then suddenly shows up and gets an ace on 2 maps.
Yeah.
Well, there's more questions about Spirit than there are for Vitality. You know, if you do what Sway did in that last series versus Falcons, you're a god. But the difference between a guy who does that in one series and the guy who does that all the time, that's the whole secret, is consistency. You know, if we're going to get that in back-to-back playoff matches, I don't know. We already had Magic's Magic back at Shanghai in the grand finals. Can Lightning strike twice for his way is another question.
I think that's the beauty of Major Counter-Strike, is that when we really get to when the lights are brightest, sometimes you don't see the superstar coming. You know, and we want to talk about being a consistent superstar. That's great when you're talking about accolades and a season of Counter-Strike. There's 2 matches left for any team remaining in this tournament to lift that trophy. 2 matches. And if you want to have your moment, the best, say, map of your career, like Zway did in the quarterfinal, that's a hell of a time to have it. Are we going to look to Tanir? Is Donk going to take over? What about the Shiro clutches that we've had to yet really mention? You know, there are more pieces to Spirit as the challengers, I'd say.
Just the fact that it was an environment that we could see Zway be so successful in tells us a lot. I think that we know now, seeing that situation, that it's possible. That's the first step, right? The question is it possible? But then we remember, Zway's already got a Cologne with Team Spirit. No, he wasn't playing that well in that Cologne run. But to lift the trophy, that says more than anything else.
Well, thank you for your patience. Budapest, 2 semifinals and a best-of-5 grand final is all that remains. I look around and I see a hell of a crowd ready to get this game going. So, one more time, let's hear you roar!
This thing is packed out.
Vitality and Spirit, and Donk wants into the action the first chance he can. Oh! 3 kills instantaneous to the top of middle. Headshots in abundance for Donk. Mezzi will be able to put him down, but a 1v4 demanded of him.
What was that, Pimp? 11 out of 12 pistols in this event so far for Vitality. Well, it looks like that trend might be broken unless Mezzi can pull out the clutch of a lifetime. That's Donk waking up warm. Straight out the microwave into the server here on Mirage. Even with ZywOo's fantastic, unbelievable performance versus Mongols, that didn't even catch him up to the stats that Donk has put out still.
Mezzi just trying to catch it on the jump.
You know what?
Everybody else is far off. I mean, Mezzi's pregame conversation was all about composure. And look at that CT run into the cover. This is going to give Mezzi the space he needs to plant. It's not the space he needs to win necessarily, but bomb down, that's half of the job done. Money in the coffers. And they give him a good amount of space as well to try to reposition. He cuts down Chopper, and Shiro's going to end it right then and there before we get too exaggerated.
I mean, Donk is just sitting there like, just please don't blow this situation. It's a great plant out of Mezzi, to be honest. That round looked like there was absolutely no chance to get a way back in. And yeah, for Spirit, they start off with a pistol. This is a huge 3K out of Donk. Supported, well supported by Chopper's flash. We won't just walk by that. Arm and hammer, those two. By comes in off the fact that Messi put together that bomb plan. But with that knowledge, Shiro's got an op. I, for the life of me, can't see Spirit just closing this game based on what we saw from Vitality. But with a pistol, if they get the hot start that Vitality get in every single game, then we can talk. Then maybe we got something interesting.
I mean, Jacob brought up that pistol success stat for Vitality. So just to see this one go the other way is something to work with. Oh, God, Tanir burns out.
That was such a great Molotov. He hit him with the dink. And
just at the end,
it was
right?
14 HP.
And look at the way the Vitality just sulk back into their cover. You know, job's kind of halfway done with that opening kill through the window.
It's a wild-looking position. You've actually got Robs camping out 3 players who are rotating quietly around him, and Chopper doesn't realize all the action's coming in his direction.
That smoke is temporary. 55 seconds. Guns, of course, afforded by that bomb plant in the round prior. This is a very real threat for Chopper. He can kind of feel it coming, so chucks that nade out just in case and will do damage.
Great rotations, actually.
Shiro standing back here. That's not a scout either. Full on op in round 2, and so he connects. Donk's gonna collect a headshot as well. There's more than just Chopper within this bomb site. What could have just been a frag grenade and an MP9 pressing into Vitality winds up being a rock-solid defense. Team Spirit off of the op, and Donk sitting in that site make sure that Vitality's purchase is all in vain.
We had the honor of casting the Spirit victory over Falcons, where they kind of forced them to, you know, mess that game up. They made a comeback happen on Dust 2. They looked super solid overall. To be honest, it was on many levels that happened, right? That was a 2-0. One of those levels was the fact that Team Spirit's preparation looked fantastic. Team Spirit's prep, it really stood out in a game where individual level also was hard to ignore. Obviously, Donk was great, but the fact is, the Halley pauses, the preparation, the nuke game plan that we saw in that match, that spoke volumes.
That's half of Apex gone, not gonna get as much as he would have wanted. That Molotov last round was a great way to kick off. This time he's just shoved right back into the underground. ZywOo's Desert Eagle misses towards connector. And Team Spirit, well, specifically Donk, always happy to kind of push that limit. So he'll float out here, not alone, with Tanir up above him to cover.
I love him watching this smoke. We've seen so many antics at this major. Pushing through a smoke when another team is nervous.
Yeah.
Always the best time to do it, and everybody's nervous. So keeping a close eye on it.
Well, here we have it. Zwei, standout performance in the quarterfinal. Had us talking about him in all new heights, and so he'll sit here very much alone to just try to stave off some pistols. I think Zwei's somebody who would really benefit from just getting a nice, clean, multi-frag hold. Guarantee that 3-0 start for Spirit, but he keeps his head tucked. The utility damage is strong, and Tanir's pretty quick on the scene. Zwei cuts Robs off this one. It is damn near instant.
No plan this time.
Chopper to the top of middle to get that last one. Team Spirit have come out swinging on Mirage.
Yeah, big time. We're gonna keep an eye on Zwei. You're gonna watch for these moments, because again, it's a, you know, this is a game of floor to ceiling, right? It's a game of Vitality. They have both, by the way, both teams. It's just the only thing missing. If Vitality have a floor and a ceiling, Spirit have a ceiling, the only thing that's missing is Spirit's floor. The only reason that they made this semis, because they solved that. We'll see if it was ephemeral, if it was permanent. We'll see if Zwei's gonna rise to the challenge. But the fact is, he didn't push out of the sights to get those clips. He did exactly what he was supposed to do as an anchor. He didn't do anything gimmicky to find those frags.
Okay, love that. Donk opening kill through the side of smoke. Again, the pressure remains thick in middle, even if Donk's not putting himself on a platter to get frag back.
Man, you just can't kick off with a 5v4 that easy. There's no response, and you can't really blame Vitality for letting that happen, but the fact of the matter is they've got to make something of it. You can't have a quiet, low-energy map and then, you know, just keep slowly losing 5v4s. There must be a response. It's another round where, when things go wrong, they try to bring it back to Chopper.
Trying to play up with the timing. You know, Chopper's had a lot of assistance so far on these holds. This time he's very much alone, and okay, seems to not be an issue. Now we get that scramble from the catwalk player. Tanir wants to come and help. And Flamesy kind of stalled out as he throws down the util, finds the headshot quickly, but that secondary piece. It also buys time for others to rotate in, and Tanir finds that longer range headshot. and the bomb is dropped towards Van. Vitality had a chance to pounce off of the chopper frag, but nothing really comes of it thereafter.
You got to stop the hemorrhaging right now for Vitality. Like, you clearly, it's like an energy thing. Shout out to Chopper for finding a way to deny that first peek, though. That would have been a way into the site. That would have been a bomb plant. That would have been something interesting.
Team Spirit, 4 rounds up, give 1 bomb plant over in the pistol. That is it. Hasn't even felt like Vitality have had a chance to win any rounds, let alone a bomb site.
If we look at this like a handicap, like getting a pistol in the first few rounds, that sort of equalizes, I feel like, the chances of the game. Maybe this gives us the most interesting possible result. What we're hoping for, 24 rounds on all 3 maps, of course.
It's what you'd hope for, it's what you'd expect, but some days that gap just grows unexpectedly. Right now, we're talking about a Vitality that have 5 kills in this game. 5 kills total.
Yeah, someone might tell you, like, don't get worried about that. It's just this early. No, like, if you've seen any of the Vitality games, they haven't had anything like this.
Correct.
To kick off a match.
Well, well, well.
I mean, love the rotations on round 2. Instant 3K on the pistol from Donk to kick things off. Like, the frags look excellent for Team Spirit. The rotations look good, too. The opening kills are in their favor. Vitality only get a bomb plant when Mezzi's in that 1-on-3 in the first round. Rough for ZywOo to die to a spam at the moment where he's probably feeling the most motivated. He's like, all right, let's change things.
Start.
Instantly take him out.
Get the game on.
And
It's kind of what ZywOo was hoping to do.
Yeah, and ZywOo's not a guy who reads social media, but I think it comes to him a little bit. He knows what's going on, and the conversation around him and Donk, I'm sure it's reached him to some degree. I mean, he knows, Donk knows, there is going to be a lot at stake in this match with those conversations between them.
I know who I'd rather be at the moment. Donk sitting pretty 6-1. ZywOo, 1 kill, 4 deaths. And sure, chalk it up to just getting spammed down on the side of that smoke, but it's the fact that it's the head-to-head between Donk and ZywOo that kind of adds a little salt to that wound, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's commander damage, Connor.
Well, let's see what kind of a command Apex can stir up. We had that pregame interview with Mezzi just saying, like, I'm always kind of this calmer, cooler guy. I know that I can't let my communications break down, but then when franticness and stress comes into the equation, Apex kind of gets frothier, louder, more frustrated, and that's just kind of his cruising altitude. I think he just lives life up there. And a guy like Mezzi on the other side of that spectrum, somehow you've got to find a middle ground between these pieces. And that's one thing that I think has fallen away for Vitality as their losses started to stack up, was that the connective tissue between the players in the team, it just looked like it weakened. They talked about it a couple of times. We're not able to keep up to Apex right now. Apex could make the best calls ever, but the rest of us just can't get on the same page. And that's that, I think, almost unquantifiable element of Counter-Strike.
Yeah, we've seen some very human moments from a lot of the best teams so far at this event, and there are big games where they probably all could visualize themselves winning, but the biggest trick can be to skip to the grand finals when you haven't even made it through the 3rd stage, the quarters, whatever it is. And, Apex has had some self-awareness and said, well, yeah, I haven't played great. I know how to get back to my A game. He's obviously proved it a million times over. We've seen Spirit seize up.
Sure.
We've seen Vitality seize up a little bit sometimes, and that's why form is king. Who's good? Who's got it today? Who had the right conversations? Who had that perfect breakfast? Who had a good night's rest? And who came in stress-free? Modesty said sometimes stress is just something you put on yourself, and you can choose how much to put on yourself.
Let's see if Vitality can shake the gunk off coming into round 5. Solo, AK Rops, Tech 9s, and Deagles for the others. This is a team that's supposed to be threatening with rounds like these, and they remain adamant about taking over middle. That's where we saw one time the Molotov track down Tanir. It's also where ZywOo's been spammed out through the window before he could even take a look at Team Spirit. So they have to be cautious, and this time as they are on that approach, they'll find nothing. Team Spirit very happy to just give this space over in the 5th. Gonna smoke off bottom connector as we near the minute mark, and Shiro on the other side of all this. If he opens that up, oh, not only does he almost expose himself to the off shot, but he just kills Apex straight up. And so down goes the rifle. Rob's cleared out before he can get anything done with it. Nobody's been able to pick that up just yet.
It's not even that. They don't even have the bomb.
Shiro sitting just outside of connector as everybody still sits here, like you said, without the bomb. ZywOo's deagle shot, yeah, a bit of X factor, but what more can come from this?
They've got to go back and get it. I mean, if they have any chance of doing anything, unless they're just planning to die. So that'll be picked back up. Don't like that it's an afterthought, but it isn't a full buy round. Time's going down. Looks like it'll just be a scoop to get into connector.
We got this crossfire between the Berettas and Donk.
Oh, they have forgot about this. Totally.
ZywOo's gonna be back turned. Oh, hold on. Missed chance momentarily. Donk's here to pick up the slack. Mezzi is on for the clutch. Tagging Chopper twice, but not between the eyes. 10 seconds. Mezzi takes the sprint, and this ticket player's gonna lock it in, or is he? Oh, there was just barely enough time that maybe he hits that, and we'll see with the bomb plant. Mezzi tries to keep it close, and you know, you go back to him getting the plant and the pistol, another moment here to get something more of the round, but we look at the scoreboard, that's 5-0 for Spirit.
He wants some X factor, absolutely, and there are a couple missed shots, and it's a last-second gesture here for Vitalities. They pick up the bomb late. I mean, Mezzi shows us what he can do in this moment, and that's the only reason I say, even though it's not a full buy, get that bomb early. Like, give yourself a chance to actually make a win happen if you get kills like that. And it's a small moment to put a microscope on, but right now it's like one of 3 or 4 moments that make me worried for Vitality.
Oh, guns back in for the full squad at least.
Oh, come on.
Donk is right back at it.
There's another opening kill for Donk.
This time on Flamesy. He'll be lucky that, well, ZywOo's still alive, but the pieces fall all around him. Untradeable moment there for Apex as he just tiptoes his way to connector. Pressure here for Chopper, but support's already behind the arch, and Mezzi's unable to get that finishing blow on Chopper. So utility sails in. That's indicative of the support that Spirit already have inside of this bomb site. This is Vitality's map pick, but this CT side is looking like a comfort zone for Spirit.
I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. Like, Vitality can take over middle when it's given to them. As soon as Team Spirit want to fight back into it, it's not even close. They get the first kill. They shove Vitality back. This is looking like the first half of $1 Million Baby here for Vitality.
Everybody's still waiting for this semifinal to start. Chopper's got the confidence to take that walk towards Mezzi.
They have the time. They have the time to go for something like that.
Get this rotation towards market somewhat. Donk actually having kind of second thoughts, leans towards ticket. So it's going to be on Shiro, and it's going to be on Tanir. And that flash finds Shiro only momentarily. Vision regained, and he awaits this Mezzi step. That is a huge opening kill from Mezzi. Cap players join up. And so Vitality find their space, enough to squeeze, again, a bomb plant out of the round. And it's not just Mezzi operating on his own this time. You've got support in the form of Ross. Oh, Mezzi over top, catches Sway, and so Donk's tasked to clutch. And as he takes that jump out through the window,
Okay.
Ross has got it. Vitality find their first round, and they've got to fight tooth and nail to get into that B-bomb site.
Seemed like no big issue for Chopper to push at that moment. When Tanir snuck into Van, it felt like that was the golden move because they came up, Cat didn't see him go there. But Mezzi puts together this frag on Shiro. One bullet between the eyes, and you could see him readying up his peak. He knew it was an opper holding him from the market. Absolutely insane shot. Vitality are in the game. They don't care how they get the round. They just needed to get on the board.
That's one.
And maybe after getting this win a little earlier than expected, they go into attack pause. It's not a round that Spirit want to think too much about, I feel.
No, especially when you've already seen good setups inside of that B site. You know, it'd be one thing if this was like a pain point so far, but Chopper unable to do it all on his own this time. Tanir was close. You kind of see Chopper's disbelief in that bomb site falling as it did. Reliably, that B bomb site has held the majority of its tests.
I wouldn't change that much if I was Spirit in that spot. The op is supposed to get that kill every day of the week. Shiro put himself in a good spot. Again, every time it's been B, the rotations have been really solid. So I think they had to, you know, they were chewing on granite to get into that site. It was a lot of kills that had to come, and they just got them all. Ali trying to refocus them instantly.
Trying to get momentum building off of that one round.
When you've got French players, you know it's a game of emotion, and I think like mentally you've got to get into it to build momentum. That's what Apex needs.
Just before this one starts, that headshot from Mezzi onto Shiro.
Yeah, you know what? I was going to say even before he got this round, that when Vitality feel a little bit dysfunctional, having a slightly off day, it's like Mezzi, who's like the one guy I feel like who brings in saving moments.
Yep.
We've seen that happen too much. Oh, that was such a good idea. Shot is missed, however. Goodness, they would have loved to get an opening kill. And
it's not Mezzi's kills. Sometimes it's just his motivation. Kind of takes the reins of leadership when push comes to shove. Donk just happy to continue fighting for top middle.
oh, the smoke! What happened?
I don't. It bounced underneath the boxes
Did it just
by the looks of it. No. It looked like the trajectory went
the one?
underneath the. I don't know. That's weird.
All right.
Yikes! Not a good day to be flamesy. You've already been bested by Donk without putting a fight up. This time you're sitting on 9 HP.
I was gonna say, you just, you know, after missing that opening shot, you just don't want to give Spirit another quick 5v4. That just kills the clock so badly. You can't end up in the situation you were last round. Must have just thrown it just a touch too far. Sometimes it's between the fire.
Donk's got free lines still in middle and support off both catwalk and inside connector. So he could have tried to fight around, but those flashbangs announcing Vitality's intentions at 35 seconds. Donk is on the scene. He hears them dropping off of Tetris. Shiro's gonna clip one with that AWP, still wary of the player up in Palace. Man advantage for Spirit off of Donk and Shiro's efforts. And Zway's gonna make sure that that one lurk mid is shut down. It is all about Ticket. It is all about Shiro. Him and Chopper side by side. Yet again will rock Vitality's world without even a bomb plant.
We get split-second decision-making out of Team Spirit. They've got their eyes open. They're watching everything. That lurk from Apex was incredibly obvious. He was spotted under an underpass. He was trying to draw some aggro so that his team could get out of A ramp. And even though Donk only gets the one kill there, he puts so many bullets in the right direction. He softens up 2 targets. And this retake just looks dead simple. Unfortunately, like, it's fundamentally sound Counter-Strike from Vitality, but it's not that interesting.
Right, and it just doesn't feel like it's enough to break through this Spirit at the moment. Whoa, he
Leg
landed
shot.
that.
Yeah.
Apex sent back down into underpass. Just feels so flat from Vitality. You look up and down that scoreboard for Spirit, and you just see win conditions flying off the page.
Yeah.
They've provably been able to shut attacks down on both sides of the map. Middle feels like only belongs to Vitality when Spirit let them have it.
Just hate how quiet the map is for most of the time, and no secret idea happening. They've got the B split coming in. Again, this is where the rounds have got the most intense, closest, or one success here for Vitality. But the rotations have always been good. Donk is already making the long trip around.
Just trying to bolster sight and time again. There's that commitment. Clean shooting from Chopper to finish off what Donk started. But Mezzi, man, this guy has been cracking open this bomb site for his team. He tries to do it again. Donk on arrival with a double. ZywOo from the van. That's gonna take down the IGL of Spirit. Donk slips over towards the garbage can. Great distraction by ZywOo to set Mezzi up for his second.
Zway's hit the jump.
We go to another 2 versus 2. Zway coming in with 100 health. Shiro down to 10, certainly not ideal. Critical moment here for Vitality to try to keep these round wins going back and forth. That's the challenge offered, and that's the triple kill for Mezzi. Shiro waiting for a line, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to step into this.
It's that early dink from Apex, and he doesn't have the HP to fight against this.
Onto the save.
Man, it's Mezzi again by a hair. He pulls out these frags. It's a 3K for him. Another lifeline for Vitality. A round they shouldn't have won. A round where the rotations came through. You see the X is over on the B site. Everyone was here, but Mezzi got the opening kill entering into the B site as well. Not just that closing one to open up that cat exit.
I'm glad that you brought him up. When things get rough for Vitality, Mezzi digs deep.
But it's a buoy, right? It's like something to grab onto. They're looking, you know, you can't win this game off of life rafts. You have to be able to win more sustainable rounds. I mean, they can't just get dominated in mid. They can't give up every 5v4. They can't just lose mid, then go to an A split. You know, like they have to have something a bit different. We're talking about Vitality here.
And here's to hoping that that's just enough runway to at least recover this half, right? To win is one thing, but get enough rounds on this half, maybe something gets inspired as they switch over to the defense. Right now, Mezzi finding room in this B bomb site for Vitality to at least fight for their tournament lives and major dreams.
Every kill here makes the difference. One miss from Mezzi, and that could easily be a recovered situation for Team Spirit. Mezzi doing everything.
Yeah, 10 frags to his name, 8 kills for the rest of Vitality combined. So 4 rounds go back and forth. That's going to chew through a lot of the economy of Spirit. And yet the buys keep on coming. Shiro still stable with that AWP. ZywOo, I mean, it makes sense, right? Dog's been confident inside connector, inside of window, looking for these early points of contact. It's not there to pull on this time around. Yet again, Spirit just kind of giving a little bit of space over. Damn, Tanir burned all the way down to 40.
It's getting hot. Another molly could be coming his way.
Oh, no, Flamesy opts not to throw it. Gives it over to Apex, so he'll burn Tanir, hopefully, into the open.
Let's see if the second layer of this molly will be enough.
We'll just see if it sends him out the door. If it had, then you know Flamesy's ready to kill him. Yes, sir, it's right there. Nicely done, good zoning between the two Vitality players. They figure out that puzzle to get the opening kill on Tanir, and this is a round where Doc's already down to a quarter health.
I mean, I love this. It's a good start. Go get the bomb.
Right, again. Oh, God, again. Another moment where Vitality just kind of mosey out onto the battlefield.
It's hard to keep the ideas going and get more map control, and you don't have the bomb. They can go back and get this A split.
Miss.
Oh, great move for Sway.
Sway right there for
flash.
But in that moment, they also walk out from the ramp, so as they cross over towards default, you know about Sway's position, an anchor that you'd usually find within the bomb site. Look how confident Rops is that there's nobody over really towards Ticket nor Triple. He will zone Sway out of this one, and we get Vitality with a man advantage on the hunt for consecutive round wins.
Nothing silly here, just a plant on default. No one in CT to defend against this. Vitality have cooked up another round, it looks like. No chance for the retake.
Okay, right, just enough for Mezzi. Just enough to crack open the possibility of a half still. Collect those rounds one by one, reopen the threat of this first half.
They were hunting down one idea, and that's get the 5v4 in mid. They left the bomb back because they want a default kill. I respect that so much because that's what they're trying to take that away from Spirit, because Spirit can look back on this half and say every time they went into a default, we always came out on top. Force them into an exec that didn't look that interesting, and so yeah, Vitality attack their demon head on. They win this way. They keep lots of players alive, and they look to make a real recovery in this half now. They don't look amazing yet, but they bought themselves a lot more time.
You know, and the question was, are Mongols just a stepping stone, and Vitality haven't really had to kind of power up in this major?
You know, the scare was was Na'Vi before they even got here.
Yes, sir.
Where, yeah, they barely won those games. Like, and that's because obviously, as we saw yesterday, Na'Vi had been playing well.
That was their test, but it came earlier on. You know, a little bit of ease creeps into your mind with the Mongols. Now you're starting to fight versus a team that really wants this. And so Team Spirit still with that 3-round lead. Team Spirit still with guns because of the nature of their early success. But Vitality, there is a pulse. In a semifinal that was starting to feel like they were going to start with a flat line. a chance to run away with this. It's a broken Spirit on the other side. And it's ZywOo who hunts top middle. Really hoping that Spirit make a move, huh? This is just a lot of Vitality looking to be reactive.
I mean, Spirit, they're very active in the beginning, but I don't think they feel they need to. I think they're right as well. They don't necessarily need to. The push isn't coming. We'll see if the CTs get nervous about this. Vitality really trying to lay a trap. This feels like how Na'Vi pulled out a lot of the rounds yesterday versus an over-eager Falcon, or Furia, excuse me.
Does this feel, though, like the kind of round that Vitality should be trying to tap into when we've seen struggles across the board?
It just doesn't look like Vitality.
No. So trying to get in past Tanir in a moment. He's just going to keep this one tucked in. He's got Donk to try to take any cover over, and Tanir comes out with his. Donk's tethering's great. That's man advantage for Spirit. Stalls things out towards middle. Bomb still amongst that pack that is gonna look to push past jungle while it remains smoke. Donk could just dive back in, but eating that flash gives timing back over to Vitality. Sway presses up, and there it is. They spring that trap set within the A site, and I ask, was that the kind of round that this version of Vitality playing tonight could have really hoped to bank on? I don't think so.
Yeah, they've just instantly regressed, right? I mean, the problem with playing it late into the round, objectively, for any team, no matter how comfortable a team is that it's Counter-Strike. In a round, things can go wrong. It might not be your fault. If something goes wrong late into a round, now you don't have time to fix it. And that's what happens here. It's the perfect trap inside of Connector. How wise is it for Team Spirit? Take Tanir off of Cat, put him into Connector for that round. It was Vitality laying a trap for them inside of mid, didn't find a single push, and then Team Spirit to catch him off guard on their late round idea. You never even see Vitality go that slowly into a Connector split.
Spirit have looked far more dynamic, far sharper at each of the individual levels. I mean, this is a CT side that just keeps moving before Vitality can put their finger on the problem, really. I wouldn't even call this a scramble from Vitality. It's barely a squirm. Again, Bomb still sitting outside of apartments. You're going to try to get towards Connector once again, but there is just a certain disjointedness in Vitality today. Luckily, ZywOo finds that great opening shot onto Shiro. Donk's not going to go down in vain. But the pressure is on this A site. Flamesy has to go back and recover that bomb. Never part of this opening move. Tanir slips into this smoke, close proximity to the threat of Vitality, and he will find that Mezzy headshot damn near instantly.
No punish here. Robs can't see it.
Trying to find a way out through Palace. Bomb has been picked up and comes back towards middle, trying to join up alongside ZywOo, who's looking to hunt down Tanir. Robs finds way. That's the big one. ZywOo's no-scope, point blank. And so Vitality's recovery starts to feel real again. Chopper burned off of his attempt to run out through jungle. Labored effort once more for Vitality, but by God, it may have just got them a fourth round.
Yeah, they've been forcing this type of round. Here it works again, so they pick one up at the end. Chopper, he's sitting around, 1-on-3, time's ticking down. He's not really entertaining the idea. No nades, no kit. Tanir, I assume he must have been spotted slightly inside of that smoke. ZywOo took that shot. But it's a couple of good kills from ZywOo, who's really been a slow starter in this game. That'll be his 4th and 5th.
We don't get to see exactly how it happened, but Zway dying to the Palace push out of Robs. I mean, that also had to be critical as the jungle frags were coming out. Both sides of that bomb site fall.
Wow, that's
all
quite
off
a shot.
ZywOo's opening shot. Shiro sitting on the angle hasn't given us a reason to doubt him so far this map.
That is quite an incredible angle clear out of ZywOo, actually. Single slope, that range. Yeah, okay. So Tanir tries to get a little too cute with it, tries to come back through the smoke that he already pushed through once. But he is right. Now, his play kind of makes or breaks that round, essentially, after Shiro dies back in CT spawn. So it's been a very tenuous game. If Vitality get 5 playing like this, I think they'll be actually quite proud with themselves. It's a mixed bag of weapons right now for Spirit. They've got the important ones, though.
Howie burning that second timeout here in the final round of a CT side.
I think he smells blood in the water. He senses that this could be a crushing half, and that's what the message he wants to send to Vitality before the break.
Get that 8-4 secured. This was a 5-0 start for Spirit, and Vitality looked like a corpse. May not be the kind of Counter-Strike that would win a major just yet, but they are powering up. That much undeniable with 4 rounds secured.
That's a huge call out. Need that early.
Right on the money.
Right to the toes of Flamesy. cs2, can he get another great shot? Oh,
chance for cs2. That could have been Chopper in a coffin. Second one also not on target. Tanir eating a volley. Here comes the pressure. Oh, they step up to it and shut it down. Team Spirit, this is how it started. Convincing B-site holds. It was only Mezzy that was able to crack it open late. And now Robs will try his hand at the cap push. It's a 2 versus 5 they have to play for. 5th round needed here by Vitality, but a crushing blow. And I think, like you said, called out with that first frag grenade. Early nade, well placed. Stop Vitality in their tracks, and their struggles on this T side will continue at the close.
They're going to squeeze this round for all it's worth. This is Vitality. You got Robs in a late round situation in the brain of the team coming in to the right side right now. Maybe they can do something.
See if they can come together again. It was a 2 versus 4 that Robs and Mezzy were able to pull out of the hat for one of these 4 rounds, but with Shiro cutting Robs off, it's going to have to all be the captain and not even a bomb plant. Dawn's pressure remains high. Spirit's success remains enough to crush this Vitality team who are praying for a strong start in that second pistol. A much-anticipated semi-final and a much-anticipated Vitality in these playoffs because we wanted to see them push to their limits. We wanted to see what would happen with a challenger in the server. And it's safe to say that tonight, Spirit have brought that challenge.
They showed up, they knew the assignment. I'm seeing what we saw in the quarters day versus Falcons right now again. What I'm not seeing is Vitality playing against Mongols in the same maps.
We have good fucking
got
CT
Mirage
side,
again.
and we know we have strong CT as well.
And once again, it's always Mezzy when
Right.
things are
Yes,
a little
it is.
bit off. He's the one, the voice of reason to try to get the motivation back in line.
Here comes Shiro's P250.
And Mezzy takes a big bullet. He's down to 27 health. And this actually is an idea towards B. Whenever we didn't see a single fake, by the way, from Vitality.
To be entirely honest, Launders, we didn't see a whole lot from Vitality.
Yeah.
Shots from Robs, gets there. Felt like that could have been way cleaner, but either way, it's man advantage for Vitality's pistol round retake. Tanir looking to get into it. Sway taps out a second, and Mezzy looking to be the hero yet again. Apex's late arrival on the catwalk. Remember, we still have Shiro over towards that A-bomb site. CT's trying to push this in before that third piece arrives. Sway into the triple kill.
Oh, he's
low
moving.
HP for Mezzi. 6 health over towards the bench. How is he ever going to get this figured out with only 2 bullets left in the gun? 3 players surround him. A reload in the middle of it all, but Shiro's got it locked, and Spirit takes second pistol.
Forget about it. Zway's moving like that. That's all Team Spirit are gonna need. What was that, Pimp? 11 out of 12 pistols for Vitality, and yet 0 and 2 on this match. Don't tell me something's not wrong. That's standing out like a sore thumb. They get pieced up by Zway in this spot, quick and easy, and it doesn't matter that he dies. The message has already been sent. The round is already over. Team Spirit are in pole position. It's not enough on so many different fronts. I don't even know where to start here for Vitality.
Boy, Apex, that'll be a freebie. Zoe.
They found the stack, though.
Yeah, exactly. At least you can follow through with this A hit, and then barring Flamesy going God mode.
And no Molly under. Okay.
Chopper hits him with the jumping Mac-10, so that's going to be a lot of space created. Shiro going to play it passive, finds the back of the one FAMAS. And so now Robson Zaiwu going to have to come up clutch, but cut down instantly. Sure, throws way to his own death. Let him be mincemeat towards B. You take A site at a 10th round with it.
We've seen FaZe bring out some new stuff in playoffs, and that's how they impressed and won their game versus Mouse. We're seeing Team Spirit bring it. When did they scout like that on Mirage? Like, as if it's Inferno.
Sure.
I love that. I mean, there's just no question now. Zway's death confirmed all that presence. It's an easy A hit. It's 4v1 or whatever the play is. With the lurk involved as well at the top of mid. Everything's in place. Every T is crossed, every I dotted for Team Spirit. I got no notes for them.
Yeah, what about one last frag for the road? Maybe not. Robs hangs on to that one. 3 players still strong for Team Spirit. Again, at this point, you're just looking for the rounds because the map win is not too far off. And a silver lining in the form of an MP9 is not going to inspire a lot of hope for Vitality.
I'd be confused as to what to say if I was Xtaz, because it's sort of a where do you start situation. You know it's just not you. You know that it's going to be the most trite interview ever. Oh, we just didn't wake up. Oh, we just didn't log on to the server, whatever. And it's all going to be accurate too. That's just going to be what it is. I lied. I said they were going to be playing June CS, Austin CS. It's not looking like it. Not yet, at least.
P9 to the corner, 5-7 on the top of it, but nothing for Flamesy. And Rob's feeling that squeeze. Donk isn't just holding this alone. He kind of stutter steps for a second. That does allow for Robs to pull the MP9 back, and we find this fast scramble over. There is a slight chance Vitality could pull one out of the hat.
It's a full fight on A.
Right?
Better chances here than B, that's for sure.
Is all that Vitality could really hope for.
They don't believe it.
Oh, man, starting to now have a missed call as well. This isn't going to increase their odds. That's for damn sure. Tanir, he finds the opening. Zaiwu's going to have to go world class. And a double kill's great. But at what cost? It's a 3 versus 2. The other members of Vitality just down to the pistols. Smoke still in front of them means the bomb site's taken by Spirit. And a fire in front of Apex means bomb plant guaranteed. Mezzi can't quite connect to the head like Zaiwu did.
They get a little confused sometimes versus pistols. Vitality have a couple of rounds like this.
Trying to put that squeeze on. You've at least got them limited into the corner of this site, but no further kills come beyond Zaiwu's 2. And so Team Spirit 2 rounds from the finish line on Mirage.
They're looking like ground beef right now. Team Spirit putting them through it. Solid anti-eco. One last chance to talk here for Xtats. You know, you've got to come up with something. I feel for it. This would be very difficult, you know, because you want to be honest, but at the same time, you got to tell your team they're the best players in the world, and they're going to come back into this game, and then you've only got 30 seconds. An idea as well. That's why, as a coach, I mean, so much of this is on your players. about to fix problems like that when the game's already live, when the game's already over.
Next has been stood behind them watching this whole thing unfold, so if your confidence at home and vitality is busted, imagine him trying to also muster that back up.
It's gotta be tough.
You've got 30 seconds to convince them, and if you haven't convinced yourself that it's true, that doubt will creep through in the tone of your note. Here we go. Smoke to window. ZywOo loses the angle instantly. If Vitality want to show us why they were in conversation for world's best in 2025, and as players have slowly chipped away. Don't get me wrong, the first half of the year is nothing but vitality. But we're 6 months from June. Donk left to his own devices. Vitality aren't gonna press their luck. And that's another scary thought, right? Rounds start to get away from you, confidence begins to slip, you start feeling timid.
No window smoke, they're crawling down, they're trying to get up here. It's subversive pressure they're putting on the map. You can see the CTs feel it.
ZywOo with a chance,
Nice
he'll
shot.
strike down Chopper, but all you get is Chopper. There's a lot of capability still up for Team Spirit, and Rops is gonna feel it. Insta headshot comes out from Donk. Flamesy's got his, flying through that Palace Bud.
Nice.
Tanir just chucks himself at it. And so Shiro over towards ramp with bomb versus 4. Vitality, his first gun round on their CT side, bears fruit. Shiro with a chance to clutch at 30 seconds. Apex gonna keep that pressure on, and it's good to see that Vitality across the board can find bits of success, enough success to give themselves a sliver of hope on this CT side.
They tried to get real sneaky with it. Again, no window smokes there. The crawl up down the down connector. They had the A-play preset in position on the ramp and inside of Palace. And Tanir said, I'm a soldier. I'll die for anybody, and jumped right through that smoke, only to get blasted by Flamesy. But it's ZywOo who gets the quality kills on the front and the back. Really good op shots from him, and his op coming back online is one of the keys to victory, obviously. Oh, and maybe Rops' too.
All right. And with little to lose, in this map specifically, when things almost felt done and dusted, go ahead, whip it out. Big investment here for Vitality to try to birth a bit of momentum. Tanir, last time gave the test over. This time it comes to him, and Flamesy not gonna find that success back to back. Dead first, 5 and 15.
And it's Tanir putting more pressure on Robs because he doesn't show up on the right side. They still don't know about his op, but Tanir, he's too shrewd. He knows exactly what could be happening. That felt like a bit of a bait to him. He was right about it. 5v4 here for Spirit.
Just kind of leaves Vitality walking around the middle of this site. Huge gap in the middle of the map as well. Vitality playing in the dark at the moment. Who is gonna run the risk? And at what moment could Team Spirit just decide to pounce on this? Had that window smoked out, that connector smoked out. There's a massive question mark.
They're not even going to respond to the pressure. They're going to hope that they're right about the speed play, and they are.
It's a well-positioned Apex at the very least. Gets here in time. ZywOo's op will be found out at the cost of Sway. Donk to try to take his place. Still Shiro doesn't want to show that bomb. There's 30 seconds, and Chopper still floating down towards underpass. Shiro swaps out.
Back, actually.
Yeah, drops that AWP, goes for the AK.
But he...
20 seconds, starting to push underpass now. You've got Apex still floating around on Cat, and I don't know. You've got 15 to this clock. It's gonna take a scramble up to that A-bomb site. Tanir's gotten out of Palace. Team Spirit are still gonna give this a chance. They don't know about the secondary opper. This one shot from Robs was key, but there's no time. Bomb gets chucked out into the open, can't be recovered, and Vitality squeeze a second one out of the CT side by way of double off.
ZywOo's Batman in the spot, right place, right time, 2 different moments. Even though that one comes down to the wire, Team Spirit had the right idea, but they did play with that clock a lot. And I'm not sure how Vitality knew that this one was going to end B, especially with the connector smoke, the window smoke coming up so late. No one from Vitality in jungle, in window, on Cat, no info at all inside of mid, in fact. But I think they trusted Rops, that maybe if he saw somebody they had to worry about A early on, they were right about it. Rops was very careful to not take an op shot or hunt too heavily for Tanir. Left that for a duel later. He gets the 1 kill he needs. And Vitality get 2 rounds.
element of surprise, though. Double op setup, they've figured that out.
Yeah. And so in a double op setup, you're not going to go for a crouch peek over on B. You are going to use more nades overall. If you're Vitality, you're going to be more worried about an exec heavy strat book coming out. We see that a lot of op impact has been nullified. In CSGO, there were more double op setups that made sense. Now you kind of only bust it out for the big comebacks because you just have to change it up. But ops can be a liability in CS2. Breaking open smokes makes it very hard to play around. The game moves a lot every round is a lot faster on average. And with the game getting more dynamic and faster pace, sometimes an op can just be a hindrance. So it's a gimmick that gets around. It's found out kind of early. There's still a long road ahead for Vitality to tie this game. Did they play their ace in the hole a little too soon?
I think there's going to be pressure on Flamesy to also pick up his performance towards this A site.
Yeah.
Flamesy is somebody who back in stage 3 of this major, you know, wasn't part of the winning formula for Vitality per se.
But then versus the Mongols was great.
Right?
Yeah.
We thought maybe once the, stage hits, he would power it back up, but so far in this semifinal, 5-15. And it just feels like the way Tanir is playing tricky at the moment and has shown different levels and approaches to the Palace.
What an impressive map out of Tanir. Absolutely.
Right now, that is Flamesy's kryptonite.
Tanir was talking to Heku actually did a little piece of interview, and he said, you know, he doesn't feel like they got to play a lot of the best teams. And he's the guy who missed out on Cologne.
Right.
You know, some of the bigger events.
Well, time to prove you've got it. He's in the process of doing exactly that. Right behind Donk in terms of numbers of kills so far on Mirage. But if this round is to be added to the scoreboard for Spirit, we're looking at Shiro and Donk, you'd think. That AK op combo with pistols around it, and no real test from Vitality in middle. That's a dangerous amount of wiggle room to give Spirit. Smoke into the window is going to deny Apex info as well, so now Vitality kind of take a glance over.
Yeah, they go to copy and paste the setup. This gives Hero a lot of space to actually take 3 peeks.
Frag to be banked off. Apex pulls back. No damage done on that one.
And slowly, the composition of this play starts to take shape. Shiro is lurking with an open connector. This either ends incredibly badly for Team Spirit or incredibly beautifully and ugly. Oh.
Missed chance.
Okay, right.
Down he goes.
But with that off-dead and connector, they're going to drop their guard for a second.
ZywOo's ready, and you've got Mezzy locked into the corner. Still don't know about Mezzy. Back turn, he'll find one. ZywOo's under pressure, swarmed by just Tanir and that pistol. 3 versus 3, and an upgrade offered to Tanir. Donk burned off of the bomb plant. Luckily for them, still time to recover this. They don't have to panic. We go to 10 seconds on that clock. 5 to spare. Tanir locked in. Missed op shot. Man advantage. Is it enough with those low health bars? Bomb planted. No kit. Flamesy instant headshot. That op goes down at a distance. Donk in with his. And as Rob scours the field, this is that double op retake called upon for the retake. Robs is hoping somebody makes a mistake. Somebody steps into his line where they shouldn't. Team Spirit break down the doors on that B-bomb site, and with it come their 12.
Oh, Budapest doesn't like a save. He's walking away from this. 12 rounds from Team Spirit, not the round you'd expect. It's been Vitality to pick up most of these situations when they have lesser weapons. And a little ingenuity here from Team Spirit as they go for that connector play with the op. It's not that it gets anything, but it probably confuses Vitality a touch. It probably feels like you wouldn't have such a heavy investment coming towards the A site in a moment where it's actually a B play when you know it's sort of a half buy or a force down. And this trade is pretty much the most important part. Because after ZywOo misses his first chance, the flash is good, pushes him back. Every other shot's really hard after this. Set up and hoping for Cat to come in first. Never happened. Again, wondering how Shiro could be there unsupported. It's kind of crazy because getting into playoffs, it was a series of results that you could expect from every team. Now into playoffs, it's the exact opposite.
Oh, stage 3, dude.
Yeah.
It gave us a reminder to why the best are the best. And it felt like Counter-Strike was going to return to its norm. All just a bit of misdirection. Upsets in the quarter and a flat Vitality so far in the semis. Spirit gonna lap up this opportunity.
Oh, that's good nade.
Again, this threat into the A site. Zwei will have to go back and grab that bomb. If Robs gets this kill and takes over ramp control, this could be massive. Off the reload, look the bomb.
He doesn't see it.
He doesn't know. If only he did.
It's far back.
But the question is, at 40 seconds, look at the radar and tell me who's gonna go recover.
Oh, he got
It's got
spotted.
to be Tanir. Mezzi's gonna push in front of the Flames and over towards Connector. Apex holds his line. Trade frag doesn't come back just yet, but it's gonna need to be Donk and Tanir to join forces and try to take down this three-player defense inside A.
It should be impossible. Two best fraggers on the team right now working together under 20 seconds. Surely this A setup is good.
Oh, the timing was great. You caught one player looking the wrong direction. Rops wasn't wide enough to shut that down. And with 10 on the clock, Donk just has nothing to say about this. Vitality with more fights still in the tank.
Heads up from Rops there on the ramp to make that move. Honestly, it looked like Zwei just did like 3 things correct in a row to put tons of pressure. He had that first spam to get him to use the Molotov, then he pushed up and spammed him as he was on the smoke through the nade to get some extra damage in, and then once he used all his ammo, he thought at the very minimum, Rops would have been scared of his presence. No, it was the opposite. Rops was imbued with passion. He decided, I'm gonna take this into my own hands, and he knew that he was gonna get the kill.
Chopper rubbing his eyes as they'll sit here and try to think their way to the finish line.
They have rounds to work with.
Right.
There was a half buy to get them to 12. They're still in a moment. They're still here feeling good, I think. They are. It's all about Vitality, how they're going to respond.
Big question is, have Vitality done enough to kind of give themselves that self-confidence back? I don't really hear their fans in here anymore.
Saw a couple beekeepers, but
that's a population on the decline. Glocks in hand, Spirit. Talk it out. Find the solution now. I love that Donk in these kinds of rounds is still just jumping off every piece of furniture, bouncing into the walls, so rambunctious, just wants to get back to what he does, taking heads off. Made damn near impossible with just that Glock. And so Rops is gonna end this. 5 strong for Vitality. This is 4 of the last 5 rounds. You know, one of the backbones of their success as this event went on, like Pimp alluded to, statistically, the Pistols have been a strong start to all these halves. In this map, they find neither.
Yeah.
They don't force buy successfully in either. And so, that 5-0 Spirit start, the 3-0 Spirit start, that's 8 of the 12 rounds Spirit have just out of the gate. So, here we go. Vitality with a chance to push overtime, sure. But Team Spirit let them have that one. That's false confidence. Standing on the finish line and ready to take that one step over.
Flamesy up to the plate again. Has to deliver here, 7 and 16. Get a tag. Not sure. Ops coming over to CT spawn to support.
Yeah, Shiro took 2 damage.
Yeah, that's huge information, actually.
It's going to unravel one half of the A setup.
Now this is the very minimum delays for time. They can go for the same idea again. They just can't do it right away.
At least momentarily, but only for a moment.
They're about as split up as you could get. It's another vanilla-looking setup here for Vitality. Now we switch over to CT side. Doesn't mean it's wrong. Just has me concerned since what we saw in the first half wasn't very inspired.
Donk and Chopper operate in middle, 3 players set up for this A hit. We said Flamesy's gonna have to find his moment. Pressure's on.
They're starting to converge on Connector. Rops, can he actually interrupt this or not?
Flamesy plays to the other side of smoke. It's him versus Zwei. And as ZywOo's attention is drawn towards Connector because the jungle support's just not there, Apex more concerned about that mid-window smoke. Luckily here for Vitality, doesn't look like Tanir's gonna try to find that Palace walkout just yet, but he's getting closer.
They're waiting for the ramp smoke to come up.
And the closer he gets, the more ZywOo starts to become concerned. Missed opportunity to strike down one. Here comes that hit. Apex will cut down the 1 player towards Connector first, but still the exit over towards ramp started to go well. Flashbang for ZywOo, upshot connects, and Shiro's got only 1 kill as an answer.
There we go.
It's Donk here, hopeful, but 9 HP's not enough. Vitality stave off the attack.
Big half. 3 frags on this op. And it's always finesse from him. It's all these little moments he comes in and gets an easy frag. Positional genius gets them around. They make it a 3-round game. This is a very honest victory. This is one where I think Team Spirit got the idea that they were looking for. The one moment that you can push back when the lay of the map is vanilla out of Vitality is ZywOo taking an extra second at the top of tickets to fight into Connector. He tried to do that, missed the chance to get that kill, confirmed that there was an A-split coming when the A-ramp guys started shooting at him, and then Flamesy took it from there. It was a good flash to help him.
Deagle damage, though. Don't you fall now, Vitality. Have to remember back in that first half, they'd won a round similar with lesser weapons. This time it's a quick 2 kills for Vitality. Mezzy hears those boots hit the ground. ZywOo's here to assist it, and the Desert Eagle won't be enough. Not for 1 kill, not for their 13th round win. Right. Vitality now within touching distance, go 4 rounds in a row without a bomb plant. The type of CT side that they and we can believe in.
Now they've got the stew boiling. Now they're overcoming the fact that they had the slow starts. The pistols aren't as much of a factor at this point. Now it's just about closing the map. Howley's coming in.
His last chance to speak in regulation.
The fact that Vitality can still make this a game, considering how they start, is amazing. This will not be a free close. It was 12-7 at one point.
Is today going to be the day that Mezzy steps up as the hero again? Because coming into that second half, it was him who gave the pep talk.
He likes to put on that cape sometimes, man. Again, you know, the lineups that we see today, so many stars, so much star potential, and somehow Mr. Merriman still stands out.
Not a good start for ZywOo. Eats that grenade, a third of his health gone.
ZywOo managing to turn his KD positive is already a miracle, and the impact is very clear at this point. It's palpable. Flamesy also is only 8 kills, but last 2 A plays have been very good. He put himself in strong spots to get frags. He didn't die early. Played well off his team's flashes. This duo on the A side, especially if this is where Team Spirit want to go, could be the solution.
Again, right, this double op. Team Spirit hit ZywOo with that frag grenade at the start, and then no real pressure for the next 30 seconds. Trying to put themselves back in a position where they will go for a similar split.
And again, crazy. We've seen no sort of press back in middle here from the CT side.
ZywOo.
But it's the same play coming in again, just a slightly new way.
Different position for ZywOo, trying to get utility here to give himself a chance towards middle. Remember, off the ticket play, that's where he had at least a bit of cover to work with. This is a much more dangerous spot for him to be in. Flamesy's gonna get called out of his corner. ZywOo recovers that, almost caught off guard.
Donk's on bomb duty here in Connector.
Smoke still remains towards Connector. ZywOo tasked to hold it. And in a moment, it's gonna fade. And he saw something on the retreat. Shiro starting to put pressure.
The molly works.
No way.
No, okay, Mezzy saves it.
That is what he has to do. Then Donk and Tanir come out with headshots.
The bomb can come back, 13 seconds. Can they get the plant in?
It's A site, under wraps. Chopper dives the bomb site. Apex, oh wait, can't push, and he gets it. Stops them in their tracks. Mezzy, the savior, again.
Not all heroes wear capes. Mezzy tasked to play B, ready to save A.
Sketchy, bro.
I mean,
sketchy.
This was actually like the only plant that felt safe was that one. Maybe opposite default if they're watching ticket properly, but it's a last-second moment. He just had to get it down there.
Woo, and there we go.
Okay.
ZywOo finds Donk immediately. He's been floating around here. He's also been far more passive, making sure he doesn't die, right? Took that nade last round, goes out, kills Donk. If Team Spirit are here to win this in regulation, then they're gonna have to do it without the monster.
What are the odds without Donk that they close this game now?
Felt like they had done enough in that last round to draw it back. But Mezzy is the difference maker. And he has tried to pull Vitality up since the start of this second half. Rops on the attack, peeks out through window with Flamesy. Looking to use those rifles, but this is a bomb over towards B that Mezzi's gonna cut down in a second. This man is immovable. Fueling vitality from the core. Mezzi shuts Team Spirit out of this regulation. 5-0 start in the first half. A 3-0 start in the second, and yet still, vitality live on.
And if I got my numbers right, that's 6 rounds they had to come back into this game to win. Sorry, not to win, but maybe it feels like that now. It's now the fact that Team Spirit won 2 pistols, that makes them look bad. They had the quick starts. They had the easier rounds. They stood up to Vitality's strongest stat coming into this match, and now have to close it the hard way. A real test for them here in semifinals.
Who had Mezzi dropping 25 frags in regulation, Launders?
Every expectation subverted.
Outperforming Donk individually. Scary thing is, we take a look at the scoreboard coming into overtime. So lopsided, still for Vitality. Mezzi, the fueling force that has got us beyond regulation.
You know, I mean, ZywOo has played one quarter of this game well. That quarter has got them to overtime. He's had lots of great out frags. Consistently made that A site feel like it was reinforced with steel.
Chance for Rops early. Bit labored, but luckily for him, that duel was only versus Chopper, so you'll win that one. 5v4 in the opening round of overtime. Be careful, this is Donk.
He got 2.
Not as easy as a fight than it was versus Chopper. ZywOo's gonna go down with nothing in this one. It's a fast evolution towards the A site. Frag goes just beyond Flamesy. He is still given a chance to stand.
It's by a hair.
And in the middle of it all is Mr. Merryman, still alive and looking to bolster this jungle play.
Tenier not looking to waste any utility. Bomb's gonna try to get to default.
And this quick reposition for the last 2 players of Vitality, they both ate that flash only momentarily.
Wow, I mean, Tenier's making sure. They actually cleared this out on the other side. I don't know if they peek out into this.
Keeping that utility pressure over towards jungle, but Shiro's still sitting here with the bomb. Oh, it's as he drops. Yeah, they're gonna catch him. Flamesy, that 7 health makes the difference. Tenier to the clutch.
It's a flash from the gate. Great, if he could actually get this spam down and ticket.
Ooh, he's gonna be missed by the spray out of Flamesy. That 7 health from Flamesy. Cut down with the headshot. Mezzi's up next.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got it. Tenier finds that A-side impact as he has this whole entire T-side. Flamesy's been his pet. Walking all over that bomb site like it's nothing. He will clutch up and again keep his name right next to Donk.
It was Sway Day back versus Falcons, and now Tenier shows us what he can do. He was in charge of that situation in more ways than one. The frags to close are one thing, but he actually sussed that out really well.
Here we go.
Donk another opener.
Oh, back turn though.
No trade.
Good on Apex to get it back. Shiro finds ZywOo. Flamesy single kill and the B-side crumbles.
And they just run through this now?
Team Spirit finding confidence in overtime. From a 4 versus 5 in the round prior to now Vitality banking on a 12 and 20 Flamesy.
After losing 6 rounds straight to get to overtime, Team Spirit suddenly win. It's as if they just mentally realized something. They open up huge. This one goes faster. These 2 rounds have gone faster than anything we saw in regulation. Tempo is king here for Team Spirit. It's what was missing from Vitality's T-side as well. I always say overtime's the best warm-up. But this could be your last match of the season. It doesn't matter how close or good you played or how, how you almost did it on this map. There's no free maps in this series straight up. We have Overpass coming in third. We don't know what the hell happens there. No one knows what's going to happen on Overpass. I don't think either team wants to let it go there, especially not after Spirit won both pistols in this series, or in this map, and not after Vitality made a 6-round comeback on CT side to get to overtime. One more round in this half, and I'm sure they have the last word.
As he did everything he could in regulation to force us into overtime. One man's best effort.
And that is the thing.
It's enough to impress, but we saw what happened when Fallen tried it yesterday. It's the results at the end of this series that matters. You ask any of these teams coming into playoffs, wow, how aren't you proud about your top 8? No, it's all about the major trophy.
Yeah.
Nothing short of the trophy will be worth a damn.
There's only champions left.
And so looking to fight for one on the CT side of overtime. And Flamesy's given us a bit of a recovery, but still, the numbers so skewed.
No, I mean, positionally, he's been fine. Frag's getting a little bit out there, but one more mistake, and that's it.
Clean sweep in OT could be a death sentence for Vitality's Mirage.
They turned the grill up on Mezzi. He's down to 66 health. This will slow him down from getting a push in. He's going to go for a jump spot.
Man, this site is starting to feel vacant.
Yeah,
you play on connector side, that wall of smoke goes up, and all of a sudden Spirit are on top of that bomb site.
Yeah, if they want to throw the right wall smokes right now, it's going to need Vitality to spam back through this. And because they lost those first 2 rounds, they're a little bit lower on utility.
Ooh, Nate sails beyond.
Oh, there he is, Flamesy, nice one.
That's what we're looking for. Apex in with the assist, but then clipped by Denier out from Palace. He has been the kingpin. And so as the damage continues to rack up versus Flamesy, all the bodies for Team Spirit start to push out. Smoke deep inside of the CT spawn to try to cut off rotate. Saiwu pushes out from Ticket, gets one, and now those smokes fade. Chopper and Shiro with the recovery. Vitality fighting tooth and nail for just one here on the defensive side of OT. But here comes Shiro, sidearm in hand, and he'll clear the top of stairs.
No way.
It's that close. It is that close. 23 health to the clean sweep in overtime. But who steps up again?
It's Mezzi.
Mezzi.
He's got the clutch, and that's all they care about. They get the round. They make this possible. Odds are going to be 99 to 1 in favor of Spirit if they didn't pick up this round. And they do it just barely. I'm not sure why there wasn't a jungle smoke in that spot, if it got interrupted, if it got missed.
There was a CT smoke. I mean, if it went over the building, either you're trying to block off rotates in CT spawn, or they missed that second smoke.
But the right side smokes, that's all that really mattered in that situation. Nobody was Ticket. Tenier's super good with the containment protocols. I love the way that he was sort of suppressing fire, making sure that that one angle could not be pushed, got a kill as well. But, I mean, let's not overcomplicate it. No jungle smoke and every CT is standing on that side of sight. That's going to give you a good chance to win.
So just the one, huh? Vitality found their confidence. That je ne sais quoi that gets them to these deep games, that gets them to the trophy. Because that first T-side was not inspiring. Shiro's gonna cut it down. Sway's been rock solid. Shiro burning out though, isn't able to bring another. This is a 3v5 trying to come together. Dom just throws himself into the mix with not an ounce of fear on his face. Stops Vitality in their tracks.
The sandwich drop into the 3K instantly. No one else can do that right now. He can do it every day, though. I didn't even realize who it was until he got the first kill, and then I didn't even have to look at his name. 2 bullets to the head. A clip like that at a moment like this.
Just the nature of the confidence. The nature of the beast. Doc tries to go for that top mid spam as Team Spirit will have 2 rounds to close out Mirage.
And it was a good setup out the gate. Vitality probably pissed off that they ran headfirst into Shiro playing triple. You're not going to have your off start there every day.
And you did a good job of kind of forcing him to miss that second shot, putting the pressure on with the Molotov beneath him.
We go back to the CT side, and there were so many good setups from Spirit. And even the rounds they lost, they had 3 people in B each time Vitality were going there. This is just more of the same.
This is where it felt like the map was lost in regulation on this attack.
Great block.
Gonna keep a gap open on the side of this.
It's hard, even with these volumetric smokes, even if you block it sometimes, it'll still fill,
right,
but...
cycles. Ooh, but here we go. Mezzi climbs up and over. Rops has got the opening kill. That's Shiro dead towards Ticket. This is going to draw Tanir into the open, and ZywOo's going to cut him down. Oh, Mezzi collects. That's Donk dead inside of jungle. Chopper thinking about how he wants to get into this fight.
I mean,
but it comes towards Sway, and he will recover vision fast enough. No double kill from him. Cut down by Mezzi, who gets active through the jungle. Chopper dropping down to the bottom of middle, and all while he is so outnumbered. A 1v4. Met by smoke. And if he can just tiptoe his way in, he'll have the element of surprise, but covered up by Rops, who got that opening kill on Shiro that opened the door to the A-tag.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good play here for Vitality. Looking for double overtime now. Looks like it's possible. Chopper in this spot, I feel like, could have gone for his cap push a little bit earlier. That one was off camera, and ZywOo, great reaction with this off on T-side. It's been a CT bounce back from him, but it was just to get warmed up in totality. Clearly. Oh, that smoke break. There we go. Now the tactics getting fragged.
Yes, sir.
Their defaults were looking boring earlier. This is looking a lot better.
You said it in the first round of overtime when Team Spirit kind of threw that fast tempo. That's what was missing from Vitality. Well, here in round 30, we get to see a glimpse of it. And beyond that, Apex decides to take a bunch of free space. And for the moment, it doesn't look like Sway's gonna find it, but there's a chance now with Donk on the off.
No, he missed it
From Ticket.
Sway can kill him.
Tries to turn around. Apex dealt with, but not after he gets his one.
But when they trade material, now it's 3-on-3.
ZywOo, meanwhile, taking his look and his sniper towards this B site.
Tanir, he's been so active, so alert.
But we've also seen him get blasted off of that bench, and yet again, he will step into the scope of ZywOo that knows no bounds. Triple kill for ZywOo, kicked off this 30th round with that opening pick, and it puts Chopper to the clutch yet again.
And Chopper wants to either get to the site they're going to or push through and get a flank that they don't expect. So much pressure on Chopper to put this together. Nobody wants to play a second overtime on Spirit. And then Upshot comes in. 4 for ZywOo. We go again.
And most importantly for a Vitality, I think, within this overtime, an inspiring nature.
Oh, nice shot.
Within that T-side.
Yeah.
Because the fact that it was mid back in the first half, and then they had to wait so long to get back onto the attack. They powered up into it. ZywOo can feel it. Quad kill for the road.
It's the clutch in the first half of overtime at the end from Mezzi that keeps this alive. Then it becomes 15-13, and it's Spirit's game to lose. But it was Spirit's game to lose in regulation again. How many of those chances will they have? I love this because you just know now, no matter what happens, we're getting the best CS out of these teams on the next map.
And the next map after
And
that.
the next map. It's gonna
and
be
the next map after that.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of having such stacked playoffs.
Yeah, seriously, it feels like every one of these could have been the grand finals.
You know, we have that debate sometimes when the playoff bracket gets made. Ooh, the underdogs. Nah, give me the best of the best. Yeah. And they will deliver.
How's Apex skating by 9-22 right now?
Oh, you want to talk about that?
Chopper's 11-20, I guess.
But how about that Apex impact in that last round? Walking up on bench, slipping the net on Sway.
Yes.
9 kills to Apex's name,
he
but
did take out Shiro.
That was Donk.
Oh, right, Donk with the op. Right. Gotta get used to that because that's happening more often.
The only player to have an op ace for Spirit this event.
That's right.
We'll see if Tanir can clutch one. Little reset here.
Man.
But can Vitality continue? You know, we also saw moments of hope in that first regulation T-side, and then they would regress back to another slower play.
It's true.
And so we don't really want to see that again, I don't think. But I think just the nature of overtime,
No, I mean,
it's kind of, you get into the gloves off Counter-Strike. That's hopefully what Vitality, for their sake, can continue to tap into. Flashbang goes over top. Donk's got a sitting duck in ZywOo, and the wallbang headshot onto Flamesy.
What a freak. I can't believe he gets that second kill, even sticking around to peek it when he gets the first.
Comfortable start here for Spirit's second OTCT side. Rops with a bit of a walkout on the ramp. Can he find anybody off guard? Shiro's got this angle up from Palace, does he not? Oh, but Donk is too wide, and then that off shot rings out. He knows about Shiro.
He got hit.
That's a good wall bang from Shiro, sure, but it's not going to stop Rops in the process. Sway looks to go clear. Connector denied. 3v5 recovery well underway. With that man advantage taken back. Rops is not stopping.
And it has to be Chopper again.
Over towards Ticket. Bound out. Denies. No further runway here for Rops, and so a battle of the in-game leaders. 5 seconds. Apex plants.
46 HP to 29. Chopper, how many clutches are going to go past you? This one's definitely winnable.
Chopper's not working with a kit. That bomb is already at 25 seconds, and the kits are over towards Connector.
Apex scoped up. Yeah, this one's almost impossible already.
If Chopper has to force this fight by swinging out wide, he's got to get this going. 15 seconds! He's only got 3 to spare. He's got to get the kill right here, right now. Off that whip shot from Apex. This clutch goes to Apex's side. He just can't pick it up. Apex finds Vitality's close, but it's Rops to create the opening.
Yeah, now we talk about Rops, the man with the longest trophy sliding bar, showing up big time here in overtime.
I thought Apex took a shot when Chopper got to the bomb.
He did.
And yet Chopper was still lost.
I got no idea what just happened. I just didn't want to talk about it. I just didn't want to bring it up. But with no kit, there was no way anyways. Oh, wait.
Apex has got one sitting. You'd think sitting. But now FlameZ at least this time gets that trade frag, and then again Vitality look to tap into the tempo.
Yeah, they're rolling big time.
There is just an electricity to Vitality's play now that was so absent throughout regulation.
Chopper only has a USP.
Oh, Sway wants to be the grounding factor. But this ball of energy that Vitality are just passing back and forth right now is fueled by Rops.
Chopper still only has a USP.
Looking for a gun, he's got to drop down into the middle. Okay, that's an M4 picked up. That's Molotov, a flashbang. Tanir taken out of this. Very comfortable looking 4 versus 2 for Vitality. Another flashbang finds both of them fully blind. Stuck into the corners of Connector. Bomb is going to take its time. It waits for the utility to burst on default. No damage done. They're going to try to slip up. Tanir can only get the 1. Chopper's got to go mad, but that's only 7 bullets in the mag. Forced to reload. Nobody's able to clear him out right now.
He knows where they both are.
Are you telling me Chopper's about to 1v3?
I mean, if he does, he makes up for everything and then some.
Bomb planted on the default. This time he is working with the kit. No recovery needed just yet. But Mezzi has been ice cold, and ZywOo's the best. But down he goes.
Will he figure this out?
Mezzi still just sitting static. Chopper whittles him down. 37 health on the Brit. Dives into the cover of Palace as Chopper waits this out.
No way
he gets it.
1-on-3 for Chopper.
Lost in the sauce in the previous round. Makes gravy of Vitality in this one.
What? I don't think anyone's been, every time Hallie just drinking water. I don't think anyone's been in the clutch more often than Spirit. And I don't think anyone's been more worried about it than Chopper. But to put this together, the 2 best players on the server to die in succession, to give him the glory to keep hope alive here for Spirit.
You've always got to believe in your teammates. But the way Spirit laughed that clutch off, yeah, they know that one's special.
Can't get one by Pops.
Chopper versus Apex. We'll give Chopper the edge. Beautiful clutch.
Yeah, after that.
In a much needed moment.
After that. Come on. He had like a J.R. Smith moment on that last round, but it doesn't matter now.
Flash though, good utility again. For the vast majority of that last round, Vitality were in the driver's seat. Sway locked into the corner, gets found out by Apex. That's a big kill. He's gonna try to get this one going. Looks to just extend success into this A site, which right now is only held by Chopper. Spotted, tagged, dealt with. Vitality right back to winning ways.
Oh, and now Spirit are gonna be, they're gonna be thanking the heavens that Chopper got that clutch.
This one's impossible.
Yeah, this one's just not gonna happen. 50 seconds, they can win in a million different ways. They'll slowly do it. It looks like the assassin is just behind Shiro. He's pushing forward.
I think this is a way for Vitality to kind of just wash off the Chopper clutch. If Team Spirit are banking on Chopper 1v3s, then you know that you should be in control. And with this one extra round for the road, Vitality they are in a lead now.
Yeah, big time. And Apex, he's the guy we called out last, showing up huge. Taking out Dong for free just doesn't happen very often. In this game, it feels like almost never. We can finally say it, Vitality are playing well.
Semis worthy Counter-Strike. Major worthy Counter-Strike.
Мне нравится эта игра, это пиздец.
Мне нихуя не нравится, парень, мы можем собраться, пожалуйста?
You won't be saying that. Ooh. I don't like this at all.
Okay. I wonder which one was first.
Oh.
Donkey, you tired of fragging? He's 32-23. Just trying to stay ahead of Mezzi. That's, you know, all a man can ask for.
Mezzi making him work for it.
I like Tanir out of Palace, to be honest.
Sure.
I think he's been very smart.
There's been a few moments, though, that I feel like Vitality do find a bit of ramp space for maybe less fight than Spirit would like.
I kind of like the no ramp double Palace.
Okay.
Now, there is the push coming, and obviously Vitality are going to be quite happy with their spot, too, if it's going to be an A play. It really comes down to where Shiro goes. Uh-oh. No, they're going to peel back. This is actually fine for Shiro, and there it is to Tanir out of Palace.
Yes, sir. Finds that perfect gap. Flamesy under pressure now, looking for the cover. Rops has actually got him covered with both the kills to Palace. Now he's going to dive over towards Tetris instead, all while Mezzi collects his. Dong's got the recovery inbound. Shiro slips the net. Up through that ramp that they thought was clear. The recovery in full effect. Mezzi down to 45 health. Scott Shiro planting on the other side of the boxes. Dong's coverage in from the stairs. And with the smoke popped open, it returns as Mezzi crawls. And Team Spirit get off this bomb site. Donk's reposition. And Mezzi missed opportunity to climb up. I mean, he's obviously under pressure shooting bodies. And he's really lost track of Shiro now. But he's isolated these fights. Point blank versus Shiro. He will falter. And Team Spirit used this chance to tie up again off of a very well-timed Shiro ramp walkout.
Absolutely. He was the last piece to come in through the ramp. There was the play from Tanir to open up, but that's the 5v4. The response is amazing from Vitality, or in particular, Rops on the ramp again. He's been lighting it up lately. So many rounds to his name in overtime.
Look at that timing.
These two work together so well to bring this into the clutch. Very hard to win for Mezzi. Bombs landed properly for both players. I mean, sort of a matter of time. How many more great rounds do we get out of this game?
Right, look at that double underpass push. They eat that flashbang.
I think they must have seen something, as they're so ready for this.
Donk very quickly puts an end to that one, and if middle has been fully taken, then that scramble back from underpass could have been costly. Instead, it just kind of quickly transitions into momentarily this four-player A setup for Vitality. I don't think they're going to stay static in it, but it would be the right call considering Spirit's approach. Found out in the bottom of connector. That's the one side of the bomb site already held, now coming up from that ramp. Looks like they ate a flash.
He thought that smoke was working for him. It wasn't.
Kind of slowed things down for a second. Over the top of Tetris sits Donk looking for his headshot, but inside of Sandwich, Flamesy thrives.
He dies.
Shiro makes sure that bomb site's reopened, and it's Donk who is tasked with the bomb plant. Mezzi and Donk both playing the same games, inch around the smoke, and Donk with the fake plant inside it. He's still got plenty of time to recover, but now Donk is dead. To secure that third OT, Tanir back to another clutch. And it's Rob's over towards the staircase. Bomb's gotta be recovered. Rob's gonna try to keep himself down, but now he's also been spotted for the quad kill. Here comes Tanir. Denied.
The shutdown from Robs. The anti-close. Tanir plays it so well, but isn't as sharp as Robs. He drew him out. The fake plant, Robs didn't believe it, ran to the top of stairs, exactly where Tamir wanted him.
There's been a lot of clutch factor going Team Spirit's way, and this one's just one ask too much.
Big time.
Third overtime secured by Vitality.
Yeah, they're ready to close this time.
Man, what a scramble inside of that bomb site.
Can't forget, that's a 3v1 in the end. It's one that Vitality should have never lost.
That bomb site from a top-down view would have been carnage.
And just so confusing too. I appreciated Donk's fake plan, but the fact that Apex took him out after that, that was the most important moment. That's his 13th, but not all kills are made equal here. Round 36 goes live.
Yes, sir.
Spirit, they need to win this just to get to another overtime.
Chance for Vitality to close. You want to take Spirit to Mirage, you better be ready. And out of the gate, it didn't look like Vitality were.
I can't lie, I keep loving these Denier Palace plays.
Yep.
I don't know if it's ever gonna actually work out in
Here
their
we go.
favor.
Oh!
He's throwing a nade.
Cuts down both bodies. Saving grace for Spirit as it's not the bomb. Watch Donk go off the leash. Tries to take control on his own while the Palace belonged to Flamesy only momentarily. Shiro taking a quick glance out from the ramp. Spirit, they've brought Clutch to the table while Flamesy had his struggles, but his recovery is real. 19th and 20th frags could be the end of Spirit's run within Mirage. Things slow down.
How do they get a kill without a punishment
Apex
here?
tucks in. They need to wait for this smoke to fade and still Vitality remain with options. Mezzy confident to just float on the other side of the map and do his own thing. Molotov with Apex's name on it, not yet thrown out.
They're trying to time it perfectly. They're triangulating Apex's position. Shiro doesn't even want to waste this chance.
Once they do, the jig is up, missed shot. Oh, Rock still kills Chopper and Apex there to end it. Vitality step into the server cold, lose both pistols, but recover in regulation, survive Team Spirit's clutch, and show that their level of counter-strike that dismantled the Mongols is enough versus Spirits.
It's a new level of opponent, but the 6th round comeback, that shows them that they have greater potential, and they steal this one away from Spirit. 2 pistols and the closes are not enough. Donk is not happy.
Which team are you supporting today?
FaZe Clan, obviously. For my boy Frozen.
Navi. Vitality. Navi! FaZe. FaZe, I think. FaZe.
Vitality.
Spirit. Let's go. FaZe, for sure.
Navi. FaZe Clan! Let's go!
The obvious. FaZe.
Vitality.
FaZe, 100%.
Navi!
Vitality. FaZe Clan. Team Spirit.
Team Spirit!
Navi number 1.
FaZe.
Spirit.
FaZe Clan.
FaZe Clan, FaZe up. Of course, FaZe Clan. Let's go, FaZe Clan. Let's go, Carrigan. Carrigan. Carrigan.
see the match. We see every restart behind it. You see lightning-fast reflexes. We see countless hours building trust. You see a single moment of triumph. We see the 1,000 failures that forged it. Victory isn't just the moment. We win because we reached it together. Level up as one.
Best of these matches! Wherein retake will you pull out the clutch? Where you'll be testing your deadliest thing? Where are we perfectly training all day? Ready? X-play, 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 GG!
Get into it. So let's start with the round 6. I noticed that there is this pattern from FaZe that they are throwing 2 smokes on the both sides of mid, split smoke and this one that we're seeing right here. And then you immediately block it back by using your utility. This is probably always good, right? Because you're trading their 2 smokes for your Molotov.
Yep.
You also smoked middle there, which makes them right to go short, where you want them to be, right?
They have 3 ways they to go. It's B, short or long.
Yes.
If all good on B and I smoke mid, I need to go to A and block other 2 ways. For long, we have there 2 players that I need to block one way and only short.
Now you're responsible for short together with Shiro, let's say, because it's very close to you. But he's giving you all the utility that you are then using to stop this short execute. And this is what I was telling. Your utility, you're sometimes throwing even 3 smokes per round, 3 mollies per round. You have a lot of H's to play with. So this gives you this opportunity to, you know, not shoot too much, but deal a lot of damage and have impact with utility.
That's why I have here only Galil. First of all, I drop my M4 to Donk or some my teammates because they need to shoot sharp and make first contact. And I play with the utility, and that's 2 is good map because you can just play with utility and not shoot a lot.
So you're here stopping the short execute, you see the smoke coming, you also moll it. Sometimes this molly doesn't really do a lot of damage. Right,
because it's cs2 smokes, they are bigger and you can miss it, and if you not miss it, they can go in front of smoke. It's basic.
You saw Kerrigan actually jumping down, pretty clean kill, even though you have Galil, and now this is beautiful. You're just surviving with your smoke, but also you're not using a smoke. It doesn't go like too much here, because then it would kind of destroy the angle for Shiro, right? Which is now going to be able to help you.
First of all, it's more comfortable for Shiro, but also if I did deeper smoke, it's better for them because they can go closer. They have more space to play against Shiro. But if you throw the smoke and know about Shiro watching, they don't know where I am. I can be on site, on ramp, or on goose. But I'm know where it's there because Shiro looking every time, and they have space to better support from other sides. And that's smoke better because of that.
I like it. The whole round kind of makes sense now that you explained it. Let's move on to the next round. What do you think?
Of course.
You're going to stack B, and you're going to be the guy leaning towards that side. Now you're audible, but it's actually also well Dong with the knob, having the middle control. Shiro blocked short with all of his utility, so he's kind of forcing them to go for this B split.
Yes.
And now you're in a great position. Even though Dong goes just 1-for-1, Frozen is basically completely unaware that you are here.
Yeah, and Frozen also searching for Zweig, and Zweig make contact from car, and I'm not readable right now because
it is also important that you are not first contact.
Yeah,
As
yes,
a B, you hide the most because B players need to make the action, right?
Yeah, because we have two same guns, you know. It's a micro detail. Yeah, when they make B split, I make some noise from Xbox, and the enemies think about when they kill Donk about I was on Xbox.
Yes.
And they search for the Zweig here because it's B player usually. Kerrigan go in first, and he don't expect Zweig on car because they think about we play on Plateau and door.
Yeah.
And I play like lurker here.
This makes sense. Complete sense again. Chopper, thank you for breaking down these couple rounds.
Thank you very much.
It's one short. The bomb is going up, I think. Yes, come. Ramp. Outside one was ramp? Yes. It was to be default. Running. Short. One more. Die. No! Let's go! Oh, it was a mess.
Let's go, Dan.
You're more experienced than him,
We've just seen a map where some rounds that happen will never happen ever again, and probably didn't happen for a long time before, but Xtaz actually told me that the pistols that they lost actually hurt them a lot and hurt their game plan, and in the end on T side it was visible. Vitality were very shaky, they really struggled with the basics, they lost bomb in spawn multiple times throughout the T side, so back in CT a lot of clutches and close rounds actually brought them back, which he's really grateful for, and he said to this overtime, it's the major, it happens once in a while that these kind of clutches happen, so he's excited for the next one. And also I asked about what was the biggest difference between Vitality that were struggling and coming back, so what he needs to work on for the next map. He said that the ideas were flowing, communication was good, and suddenly people started shooting very well, so that's for the hope for the map too.
A map truly worthy of a major semi-final. But as Tico mentioned, let's not forget what a timid start this was for Vitality. I bet they are thanking their lucky stars that Mezzi bought them time to get fired up, because I feel like it was OT where this really became a game with a ton of insane highlights and even more ridiculous clutches, Jacob.
What a game of Counter-Strike, as you said. Worthy of a major semi-final, I'd say worthy of a major grand final. One of the best maps we've seen all tournament long. It had everything. Amazing clutches, moments in the game where you think, who turned off the monitor? What are you doing? And then it also had moments of brilliance. We saw Dong come in with some crazy multi-kills to keep Spirit alive when it was looked dark for them. We saw cs2 step up, and as you said, Messi buying time for Vitality to come alive. Maui, easily one of the best games I've seen all year long.
I'm really worried for Donk. I'm worried this guy's not going to live past 30 because this guy's heart rate has to be just so high. He has to be just in flames right now. I would be furious if I'm dying in the fashion that he is and seeing the rounds play out as they do, as Spirit just bundles so many moments where he gives them an advantage. It feels like everything is aligning, but then the late round situations, they go the way of Vitality. And to Vitality's credit, you could see that their teamwork looks better here than it did at certain stretches for this Season 2 of 25.
100%. I think we should just dive into rounds right away because we've got so much to be breaking down here. You brought up a really good point about the pistols, for Vitality coming into things. Spirit immediately broke that trend back in round number 1.
Yeah, very important start for Team Spirit in round 1, winning the pistol, converting him. As said, Vitality came into this matchup, had won 11 out of the last 12 pistol rounds they played, getting off to good starts. But as you saw, round 1 kind of set the tone for the game as well. Not only does Spirit win the pistol, but of course it comes off the back of this guy. Donk jumping down in towards middle. You know, most players would feel like, oh, I'm caught off guard right here. Donk steps up to the case, gets 3 kills, instantly shuts down Vitality, and you just knew from that moment it was going to be a great game from Donk, didn't you?
He's never not locked in. This guy's the king of being locked in. I feel like you can't catch him off guard when it comes to just having these kinds of aim duels. flash assistance was there from Chopper, one of the better structured CT side rounds for themselves. And honestly, I think that, I don't know, when XS says stuff about we didn't get to our game plan because we didn't win the pistol, that's cope, okay? It was still, honestly, it was a decent T-side half beyond that, but yeah, I mean, honestly, Spirit clearly prepared both their pistols.
It did take a while for Vitality to get a little bit warmed up on that T-side, though, I would argue. I feel like it took up until kind of round 9 for us to really see the more synergized version of Vitality, and you picked out a nice little nerdy detail here.
Yeah, I think it's only fair that we give credit to Vitality and their team play in this round, because it was a tough start. Apex getting Molotov dropped from Flameseed that then pushes Tenea into an awkward position. You see another one coming in right here. Flameseed gives the second Molotov towards Apex. Again, Tenea has to take a different angle, just enough for Flameseed to get an easy pick, to get the opening, to apply pressure, and then to win the round as well for Vitality. It took them some time, as you said, Freya, but this little detail is also what Counter-Strike is about. Communication, mid-round adaptation, and we speak about it often, but I feel like this was a great example of high-level team play, which was the case in the first half and second half until we got into overtime.
It got pretty messy in overtime, but that kind of composure is why Vitality were the favorites going into this. Yes. Even in a messy game, they still have the presence of mind to be able to slow things down, recognize how to just construct an easy plan for themselves, and just use utility exactly how it's made to be used.
I feel like, you know, the same story goes for the second pistol. Once again, Spirit bringing it into the mix and closing it out for this time.
I mean, when you describe it like that, right? You win both your pistol rounds, round 1, round 13, you convert both of them, you have Dunk getting off to a good start. You have all the mixtures for a great start for Team Spirit and a win condition for them as well on your opponent's map pick on Mirage. Winning the pistol right here was obviously mega important, but this time around it's not the Dunk show. There's more team play to it.
There was a nice fake going on from Spirit here where they send out Shiro on by his lonesome, a bit of an A fake exec. You can see that Rops is out of position as they're trying to get into the bomb site. And this is more or less what tone Spirit has been setting at this major. They're going for more fakes. They're actually causing a little bit of misdirection. They're putting themselves in power positions because they understand that they've been a team that's been easy to read throughout this major, or throughout this season, that is. That some of their 5v4 win percentages have looked rather paltry given the fact they've had such a good entry force, because it's just kind of obvious. But this kind of round, and a lot of what I've seen throughout this major has actually inspired me to say the T-sides are getting better, but still not quite enough to get over the line.
Yeah, things got very chaotic as we moved further into that T-side for Team Spirit. We touched upon him earlier. I mean, Mezzi was kind of one of the only sole representatives of Vitality for the majority of this regulation, and round 23, I think, epitomizes just how important it was for him to be showing up hot today.
I hope every single member of Vitality were congratulating Messi and saying thank you for keeping us alive, thank you for giving us a chance to step it up. Round 23 is a great example of that. Messi had a lot of impact both in the first half but also second half, but in a very crucial moment, right? Vitality are down 12-6. They have to monster a comeback. You see cs2 step it up, you see Apex finding impact, but it's still Messi who were driving that train. Round 23, great example of such. Again, a very, very, very close moment in this game. I feel like when Messi is playing at this level, it's not necessarily always a good sign, Maui, but he bought them enough time. He bought them enough of a leeway to get back into this game.
One of the narrative drivers in the Counter-Strike space is, of course, the rating that HLTV gives to people. And when they decided to make the switch from 2.1 to 3.0, seems like just a lot of mumbo-jumbo numbers to many casual fans, but it's one that actually gave a lot of credit to Mezzi. One that, even though he doesn't always pop off the page with the highest kill count, the highest in terms of ADR, anything like that, the round swing. He is consistently putting his team in positions where they are disadvantaged and bringing them back to advantage ones. That round especially, along with the fact that he's able to keep his cool on bomb site anchor positions, tough holds, that's where we really see the value in a guy that is simply overqualified to be playing some of the quote-unquote worst positions that any player could be in.
Yeah, I like that you bring that up, because by no means is he in the most glamorous, you know, highlight yielding spots, but he almost always consistently gets the job done, and that's why for Mezzi, I feel like, you know, he's one of the unsung heroes of Vitality when he can pull off maps like this.
100%, and you hear that from Apex as well, and you hear that from the other Vitality players as well. They always make sure to give him enough praise and always say, basically, thank you for being willing to take some of the most, I guess, unsexy positions you can play in Counter-Strike. And as you said, Maui, I feel like he is a bit overqualified, because he did come from Fnatic, where he was both in-game leading, he was the star player, he was the fracker, he could do it all. Some players have to do that, and I feel like Messi also bought into the premise that if you want to play on Vitality, you want to win trophies, you want to win majors, then that is the role you can occupy within the team, and he's just been refining it. I think there's certain moments where obviously you could always ask more from a player, but for the vast majority of the time, Messi is doing a stellar job.
In contrast to some of the support elements of Spirit that simply don't always show up, I feel like Mezzi is way more rock steady in that regard. He's really been always praised when he was coming up in the space as being a guy that's ready and willing to learn, very coachable, so he's never going to have too big of an ego. Whereas on the side of Spirit, I mean, I'm looking dead its way here. I mean, this is a guy that had his best map in a Spirit jersey practically in the quarterfinals versus Falcons, but then was nowhere to be found